Hey guys, Rushy here, how y'all doing? I'm back with another Ken video, and in this one we're looking at Ken's double DP anti-air, which you get in V-trigger. I personally call it the double alley-oop, but call it what you want. It uses Ken's light punch DP initially, so the light punch DP is what you get first because you get quite a bit of juggle time off of that, and then you do your heavy punch or EXDP afterwards. You can even get CA after it if you get it early enough. The key is to get the light punch DP early as they're in the air. So you use the light punch DP as an anti-air, but you want to catch them at the top of the jump, and then you can follow up with heavy punch DP or EXDP. It doesn't work outside of V-trigger, so it must be done in V-trigger. It's probably the best way to do it, I found. Yeah, you've got to be on point with your anti-airs. You've got to kind of expect it, I think, as well, to get it so early. If you get the light punch DP late, it will probably trade, or it may even get beaten altogether, because light punch DP only has invincible frames versus throws, so it's not great as an anti-air, as a late anti-air, but as an early one to catch them mid-wall, like the top of the jump, it's very, very good. I should note as well, light punch DP in V-trigger, because of the flames on his fist, it sort of extends the hitbox, I think. That's the way it feels to me when it connects. So that's why you can catch them quite early in jump. Even though they're at the top of the jump, if you get it early, they'll still bounce off off the flames, and give you plenty of time to catch them on the way down with another DP. So that's the theory behind it. Should also note as well, the reason why I go for light punch DP instead of medium punch DP is because you get one hit, and the one hit does quite a bit of damage. So for that, 120 damage for the one hit, whereas medium punch DP after the first hit, I think you get 50, then you get 90, and heavy punch DP the first couple of hits, I think you only get about 90. Yeah, the first 3 hits you get 90 damage. So the light punch DP you want to go for. So yeah, that's the theory behind it. So let's put it into practice. Oops, keep it center. So like I said, I've got this pre-recorded, so the opponent's gonna jump in on me now. So about that range. That probably wouldn't have worked there. I was out of range to get the heavy punch DP afterwards. Perfect. That's what you want. That was a bit too late, so you can see it traded. Perfect, that's what you want. I don't know if count it's on. Oh no. Must be counted because he's doing a jumping punch. I'm hitting the start of frames of the jumping punch. That's exactly what you're going for, guys. Too late there. It works mid-screen and it works in the corner. Corner's very good because people get desperate and they try and jump out of the corner, so you can catch them with that setup. It's nice setup. To get CA after it, so you can do light punch DP and CA. It's not as hard as it looks. It's actually quite easy to do, but you just got to practice it. I like this setup. I've done it once in a casual match. Finish the opponent off with it. It's probably just a bit out of range, I think. Too low. Just missed. Actually, it's really easy to do. As long as you get the light punch DP at the right height, that's the most important thing. But with practice, trust me, you can get it. Try again. That's perfect. So the only other thing to note, guys, is if I set the opponent to neutral jumps. So this is something I found as well. It's not really, I'm not finding it documented anywhere. I don't know if it's common knowledge just in Street Fighter games, but light punch DP, as I showed you earlier on, does 120 damage. So if I catch the light punch DP low, it'll still do 120 damage at a low point in the jump. So I'll show you that now. See, 120. But because we want to hit the light punch DP early, catch them in the air, it actually does less damage if you catch them higher up in the air. Notice how it does 80 now. It doesn't class it as damage scaling. I'm not sure why it is that way, but yeah, you get 80 every time for early DPs. Well, I don't know if it's just light punch or what, I'm not sure. I haven't figured it out yet. But again, late. Even that was classed as early. There. Oh no, still 80. There, yeah. quite low to the ground, you get 120. I'm not sure what's the case. I mean, if you look at that does 60. Does 60 there as well, so it just seems to be something related to DBs. 90, 90. So normally, I don't know about, let me try grounded anti-air. 90. Ah, there you go. So just, I wonder if it's to do the frame it lands on. Oh, that could be it actually. It could be the frame that it hits on. I'm not sure how I'd figure that out. Somebody mentioned this before. They said if it's a crouching heavy punch, for example, if it hits on a later frame, it does less damage. Let's try another. Not so much an anti-air, but let's try sand medium punch. No. Not sure. Don't know. It must be to do with the frame it lands on. But yeah, it's worthwhile noting. You get less damage for light punch DB. Don't know if that'll work. Let's try that. No. Anyway, try something else out there. So yeah, you do get. So if I was to do an EX and EXTP anti-air, 170 you get there. You still get more, even though you hit the light punch DP early with the double DP. So see there, 233. So a good way to get more damage off of an anti-air. Can score you good damage mid-match. Can even win you a match off a bad jump in from the opponent at the end of the game. So yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. That's what I wanted to show today. Hopefully useful tech for you. I've used it a lot in my matches of late, and it's served me really well. It's a good addition to Ken's arsenal, so keep it in mind, give it a try. If you could with your DPs, it could be the one for you. Cool guys, catch you later, take it easy.